Buongiorno e ciao a tutti, I'm Aaron here at 99 Problemi, and today I have a video for you on la particella ne. This is actually a follow-up to a previous video on la particella ci, that is the particle ci, and now today I have ne for you. I'll be talking about the uses of ne. You may have seen this small but somewhat troublesome word in your studies, and you may have wondered exactly what it was doing. So this video should clear up most of the circumstances in which you would see it, if not all of the circumstances in which you're going to see ne. I'll also be talking about idiomatic verbs and expressions that use ne as an integral part of their construction, and then finishing it off with exercises. So the first most important rule is that ne will substitute a prepositional phrase introduced by d. Now this is the most important rule. Generally, when in doubt, you see ne, you have to wonder what is it exactly that it's replacing, and more times than not, it's going to be replacing some construction that used d. That's not all the cases. However, that's the majority of cases. Let's take a look at a couple examples of when this is happening. Say, for instance, somebody says, "Hai bisogno di una macchina." Do you need a car? And you want to say, "Yeah, I need it," or I have need of that. Well, sì, ne ho bisogno. Okay, so what you're really doing is say, yeah, I need that thing. You're replacing the entire di una macchina with this little word ne. Okay, so you look down here and see a similar thing. Hai dimenticato di fare I compiti. And this person will respond in the following way, slightly in need of explanation, but no, non me ne sono dimenticato. So there the ne is replacing the di fare I compiti. Again, it's a whole prepositional phrase replaced by this little tiny word. A small note before I move on, me ne sono dimenticato would be from the verb dimenticarsi, a reflexive. Now the mi, what it would normally be, mi sono dimenticato, I forgot. You can see that it became me when the ne entered in, and that's similar to what happens when you combine two pronouns together, whether they're reflexive or direct objects or indirect objects. There are specific rules that govern that. So that's what's going on there. If it's a me, it's going to change to me. If it's a t, it's going to change to te, and so forth. And that's a whole other topic in itself. So let's stay focused on ne. I just wanted to make note of that because you're going to see it throughout. Another time that you're going to see ne is as an adverb when you're talking about motion away from with the prepositions di and da. This is called moto da luogo, so movement from a place, motion from a place. As in this one, sono partito dal centro commerciale. So here the dal is, it's obviously not di, it's a totally different preposition here. But you're moving away from the mall here, the centro commerciale, and yeah, this person says in a different way, ne sono appena partito, I've just left. Okay, so really you're saying there, you're replacing that from that mall. You're saying, yeah, I left from there. Okay, so when you're moving away from a place, sometimes you can use da or di and replace it with ne. Here's a good one. A che ora sei uscito di casa? So you're leaving your house. Somebody's asking you at what time you're leaving the house. And you say, ne sono uscito verso le due. So like, I left around 2. Well, if you want to replace that di casa for whatever reason, put a ne. Ne sono uscito verso le due. I left from there around 2. So that's what's happening with those examples. Something particular to ne that really comes in quite handy is when replacing expressions of quantity and the partitive. You know, when you're talking about part of something, like I have this many of some number of things. For instance, like brothers, I have 5 of them. Okay, there you're talking about these quantity and partitive expressions. You know, how much bread did you buy? Okay, hai comprato del pane? Did you buy some bread here? Sì, ne ho comprato. Yeah, I bought some of that. Del pane gets replaced by ne. Again, this is technically a partitive situation, but notice that it is still that ne here is still replacing a d expression, the del pane. So this is these are all different situations, but they are all sort of replacing these d, or in some cases da, expressions. Here's a good one. Quanti fratelli hai? How many brothers do you have? Ne ho due. So here you're saying I have two of them. Okay. How many brothers do you have? Ne ho due. I have two of them. Again, replacing an understood d. How many of them do you have? Yeah. And a note before we get to the expressions. When using ne with a compound tense, say the passato prossimo, be sure that the participle agrees in gender and number with a ne, with what ne replaces. So this is a little particular to ne as opposed to ci. Quanti dolcetti hai mangiato ieri? So how many pieces of candy did you eat yesterday? Maybe a mother to her child asking this question. Ne ho mangiati troppi. So you see there we're referring to a plural. How many candies did you eat? I ate too many, right? Ne ho mangiati troppi. Okay, so the ne there, while the ne is there, you also have to make sure, because it's a compound tense, that you make a change to the participle. Ne ho mangiati troppi. Here's a list of special idiomatic verbs and expressions. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, but I wanted you to see where ne came into play with some different idiomatic expressions and verbs. I will provide a link to the website at 99 Problemi that will take you directly to this list so that you can see if any changes have been made over time or have been updated. But for now, just take a look at some of these. They can be really useful, especially the first one, darsene, comes up, you know, me ne vado, like to leave or to really get out of a place. And the last one, vale la pena, to be worth it. That's a great expression. Ne vale la pena. It's worth. Is it worth it? You know, ne vale la pena. And a lot of these are very useful, and you'll hear them often. Okay. Now the final circumstances that I wanted to talk about is just whenever you're in doubt about why a sentence uses ne. Say, for example, you're looking at a verb or an expression like ne sono sicuro, and you're saying, well, why does this expression have a ne in front of it? I wonder what it could be, and what it could be replacing here in reference to. So I'm sure sono sicuro is really an extension of this expression, essere sicuro di. So again, there's that di that it's actually replacing there. The ne is replacing that di. Ne sono sicuro. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Ne sono sicuro. Ne sono sicuro of that thing. I'm sure of it. Okay, so I hope that is helpful. Here's some questions, and you're supposed to answer these using all the different circumstances that we've talked about, and use the particle ne. So take a look at hai comprato del pane ieri, which is one of the examples from the video. So that one became sì, ne ho comprato, I bought some of that. Okay, so pause the video here, write down the examples, and answer them. When you're ready, press play, and I will give you the answers. Okay, for number 2, ti sei ricordato di studiare la matematica? Did you remember to study your math? Here, to replace di studiare la matematica, no, non me ne sono ricordato. I didn't remember to do that. 3. Quante sorelle hai? You could answer with any number really, but here we have ne ho tre. Now the ne meaning I have 3 of them in this case. Di sorelle ne ho tre. Of sisters I have 3. 4. Quanti biglietti hai comprato? How many tickets did you buy? Now this one I put in purposely because it brings up the need to make agreement in the past participle when you have a compound tense used. So ne ho comprati 10. Okay, I bought 10 of them. 5. A che ora sei partito da scuola? Here we have movement away from a place. So replacing the da scuola, say ne sono partito alle 3. 6. Hai paura di volare? And no. Non ne ho paura. I'm not afraid of that. È molto sicuro. It's very safe. And here's some practice using idiomatic expressions. È necessario andare all'università? Sì, ne vale la pena. And so you see what's going on there is that you are just answering with one of these idiomatic expressions, not necessarily replacing anything that has been mentioned that uses di or da. Okay, so pause it here and answer these next few questions. And when you're ready, press play and I will give you the answers. Alright, number 2. Ti sei seccato dal comportamento dei ragazzi? Did you get tired of, or you annoyed by the behavior of the boys and girls? And this person answers with this expression to, yeah, I've had it up to here is what you'd say in English, but in Italian it's above your hair, really. Sì, ne ho fin sopra I capelli. I've had enough of that, basically. Numero 3. Devi partire adesso per arrivare presto? Do you have to leave now to arrive early? Sì, me ne vado. Yep, I'm leaving from here. 4. Sei stanca di lavorare per quell'azienda? Are you tired of working for that company? And this person has become tired of working for that company, and they say sì. Non ne posso più. I can't take it anymore. I can't do it anymore. 5. Ti piace questo programma televisivo? No. Non me ne importa niente. And this person really does not care for this television program. Okay. So, hopefully that has been helpful, this video on ne. If you would like to subscribe to this channel on YouTube, it would be appreciated. And you can also subscribe for updates on Facebook and Twitter at 99 Problemi, and Facebook, just search for 99 Problemi in the search bar. Okay, thanks for watching, grazie.